Hello, Clarice. A census taker once tried to test me. I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti. Happy Fragrant Friday, fraghead. Hey everybody, this is Ben here at That Cologne Guy, coming at you with, of course, a very, very different episode. You know, you saw the introduction. If you don't know the backstory on that, you will soon. And if you did know the backstory, I know you secretly wanted me to do the hiss right after delivering that line. And I have good news, because if you want to see that hiss, of course, you can over at my OnlyFans page at www.imjustmakingthisup.com. Okay, so this is a very special episode, and I have been literally counting down the days to get to this one, because I'm going to review, of course, a fragrance by my favorite actor. So I could not resist doing this. Anthony Hopkins is such an incredible actor for many, many reasons. And I think the one thing, I don't want to get off, topic here, but I just want to say quickly, one of the things that I appreciate about him the most is that he memorizes his lines. So he actually memorizes all of his lines before the film, and that way he's able to offer the emotional touch that he feels is required for a particular line in the movie. And I can feel that. I really like the fact that he's not reading from cue cards or trying to memorize them the night before. I think I read where he reads these lines something like 250 times. Obviously, I don't know if that's official, but I will say I really appreciate that about his acting style. There is no one like Anthony Hopkins. So Anthony Hopkins is awesome. Best actor for me, my favorite actor, and of course, most people know him for Silence of the Lambs, which was the line that I delivered at the beginning of this episode. My favorite movie, by the way, is from him is Magic, the 1970s film about a ventriloquist. Love that movie. So do me a favor, if you don't have too much to say about this fragrance, make sure you comment down below with your scent of the day, as always, because I love checking you guys' collection out. It really is a lot of fun for me. And then the second thing would be, if you don't have much to say about that, what is your favorite Anthony Hopkins movie? And if there are none, you can just unclick now. How's that? Okay, so let's talk about the package and then the nomenclature. So Anthony Hopkins, besides his acting, has ventured into many things. One of them is, of course, his perfume, his fragrance, I should say. And his website actually has been taken down just in the last week or so, because I was going to say that everything was sold out except for this. And not long after I ordered this, the site went down and you can no longer purchase this. So through his site, I should say. And so what's cool about it is anytime you buy a fragrance from his site that used to be up, a certain percentage, I think it might be 10%, but I don't recall honestly, a certain percentage of all the funds, the money, goes to help children in the United States to combat hunger. So that is a really, really nice gesture, and I like that. And it says, by the way, with a minimum of $50,000 promised. So I'm sure he went well over that, and practically he sold out of everything, to no surprise of anyone. So that's really, really cool. I was going to put the link down below to get it, but like I said, I just checked a while ago, and it is no longer up. So you'll have to go to eBay and things like that to get this one if you would like it. Is it worth it? Stay tuned and find out. And all 78 of you I know are going to stick around. So this is Anthony Hopkins, and now let's talk about the box. When you first see this, okay, it's Anthony Hopkins, and I keep saying it like that because I want you to think AH. If you don't think about it, though, what do you say? Okay, when you first see it, you think, ah. When I first saw the box and I didn't see who it was, I thought it was called Ah for a second. So this is not Ah, this is not Ah, and this is not Aha. Take on me. All right. So this is Anthony Hopkins AH. Be careful there, right? Easy to say ah. Now, a couple things about the bottle. Let's start off with Grumpy. It doesn't emit as much as I would like. The atomizer is not as good as I would like it. I'll give you a squirt. That one is not too bad, actually. That said, it doesn't give me what I want. And also, every once in a while, it would leave. If I'm really persnickety and grumpy, I will say that it leaves a little bit of residue after you spray right here. And then, so when you take off the cap, sometimes I noticed there was some stickiness there. But that's just me being, a grumpy guy. So that is the atomizer. And then the bottle is opaque. So even if you hold it up to the light, you're not going to see how much juice is in here. This is the batch code, and that is, I will show it to you in just a second. And you know what I will do for bonus features? I have to tell you, I did not check the batch. I have a feeling it's probably not in the batch code checker, I should say, online, but let me check after I film this, and then I'll throw that as the bonus feature. All right, so 201-279-1. Actually, it's a 0, right? 201-279-1 is the batch, and I will update you at the end. All right, so this is a 3.4 ounce, 100 milliliter. And as you can see here, this is not embossed on the bottle, but rather a sticker. And if you see right there, you'll see that the sticker's even peeling off a little bit already. And so, that's a little cheap, but what do you expect? I mean, who cares, right? In the end, it's made by the best actor of all time, in my opinion. And it's also great juice. And, it goes for a good cause. So that's all that really matters, but I just wanted to point that out. That is a sticker on there. On the bottom, pretty much par for course, and I've already given you the batch. And talked about the box as well. Not really too much to say here, really, other than this is a 100 milliliter, 3.4 ounce. I think I mentioned that. This is a 2020 release, and it is an amber floral. I'll tell you right off the bat, some people have compared this to Neroli Portofino. I'm not feeling it. Neroli Portofino, which I have reviewed, is a citrus aromatic, so it's not even the same class. I don't get that at all, quite frankly. I just wanted to point that out, that some people have said it's similar. I do not think that it is. Okay, so they even say on what jumps out is bergamot, orange blossom, and musk, but I got mostly bergamot, orange blossom, jasmine, and then a little musk. Honestly, I couldn't figure out if it was the rose or the musk the rose or the jasmine that I was picking up for the floral element, but it is quite strong, especially initially, although it's not in the top notes. I'm not sure what's going on there, and I'll talk a little bit about that in a second. Let's read the description on the box to see if it fits. It's all an illusion, a dream. A-H, not ah. Eau de parfum is a timeless, elegant fragrance for women and men. This mystical alchemy of sublime bergamot and the ethereal note of orange blossom are illuminated by hypnotic musk to create scent magic. Awaken your soul and unleash what's hidden inside your heart. Dare to express your true essence. Anthony Hopkins. Pretty cool. Does it really live up to that? Actually, it does. All right, so I'll just let the cat out of the bag now. So those are the notes that I pick up. But here's what this really is for me. One of the things about a year or two ago, some of the subscribers, I did a giveaway where I was asking, how I can improve the channel and my delivery, etc. And one of the things come up that would say that you talk about the notes, but you don't really describe what it smells like. So let me just do, this one is really easy, actually. You know what this is? This is a dreamsicle. Excuse me, a dream bar is what it's called sometimes, I think, but it's creamsicle. This is a creamsicle mixed with sunscreen. So I looked it up, the exact definition, by the way, because I wanted to give you that. I might put pictures, but I don't have a lot of time today to edit. So if I don't, here it is. It is a vanilla ice cream bar with orange coated sherbet. All right, that is a creamsicle, and I noticed regionally it's also called a dream bar, but I can't speak to that because where I'm at in the Midwest, we endearingly call it a creamsicle, and then mixed with sunscreen. So there's a strong element here of summer and spring, and very refreshing, and it holds, it stays. So those are the notes. That's what it smells like. This is basically a creamsicle sunscreen in a bottle. Now, let's get on to longevity and projection and sillage. If you watch me every week, I usually kind of say this is where we break out our inner Eeyore. I don't have that today. So, you see, I'm feeling quite optimistic. And actually, it's not optimistic. I'm just objective, and we have good news on this one. We know what I like about this fragrance? I like the fact that it actually gets stronger as the day goes on. And I really appreciate that about this one a lot. So when you first put it on, of course it's, rather strong. But the jasmine note, maybe it's blended with rose. I mean, rose is in it, but it's going to be off-putting for a lot of the guys. This is a unisex fragrance. I mean, they say that. A lot of guys are going to be turned off by the first half hour of this one. I personally feel like this one is unisex, leans feminine, and I would say, for me personally, that this is about as quote-unquote feminine as I would go. Lyric Man by Amouage is the best rose in the business, and this one is a sublime orange blossom mixed with jasmine and some rose. So again, there is... For me personally, I feel like this one does lean feminine. Not too feminine for me at all, but I would say for a lot of guys out there, if you're rocking Invictus and 1 Million on the weekends at the clubs, Monday morning you probably won't be reaching for this kind of juice. I mean, there is the kind of, some might find it quote unquote metrosexual, or they might find it quote unquote grandma-ish. Just make sure you always just never blind buy in general, basically, right? Try to get a sample of this if you can. I personally did not find it too feminine, but I did want to point that out. So when it comes to longevity, though, and sillage and projection, it's pretty much good news abounds. This really is what an EDP should be. This is absolutely what an EDP should be, because you're going to get the first half hour is rose, jasmine, explosion, along with the bergamot and the orange blossom. And then for me, I feel like the jasmine and rose just, even though they're in the base notes, I feel like they tune down just enough. And the other elements, like the musk and the orange blossom and orange and bergamot, kind of take over just enough that I really like the refined nature of this fragrance. The first half hour, though, when I first put it on, I didn't know if this was going to work for me. But I like this better as it goes on throughout the day. More good news. So as far as longevity, you're going to get 8 to 12 hours on this one. And that is with me coming in and out of the outdoors, walking outside a lot. And it still lasted into the double digits. Phenomenal. Love that and really appreciate that about this fragrance. People will notice it. I like it, and it holds its own. And I tip my cap to them for that, because we were due, right? Weren't we? We were due for a good longevity projection bomb. This projects quite well. It's going to be well over an arm's length for the first 6 to 7 hours, and then about an arm's length away from 7 to 12. That is music to a cheap man's ears. That is really good news. Sillage is also fantastic. What do you want? Come on. So people are going to be asking you what you're wearing, and of course it is quite unique, and so they'll be even more inquisitive and curious. So if you are the kind of person who would like to be noticed and get compliments and have people ask you what you're wearing, this would be a great choice for you. So as far as season, of course it's going to be a spring summer, because of what I said earlier. You know what I think about when I think about this? I think about being on vacation in the summer. You go to the beach all day, right? You go to the beach from 8, 9, 10, whatever in the morning, all day. Just go hard till 4 or 5, and then you go back to the hotel room, shower, get ready, and then you go to some sort of whatever the location is that they're having an event. It could be a dance, it could be a club, it could be dinner with live music, whatever. This would be something that you would want to wear, because it is refreshing. It's also upbeat and positive, not like Hannibal Lecter. but it is upbeat and positive and refreshing. And so this is going to be something that's like a vacation scent, or to remind you of a vacation. And that's where I really see it the most, is either wearing it right after like a long day of hiking or being at the beach. Then you take a shower and get ready to go out for the night on vacation. It's a special night, could be live music, whatever, and you're enjoying the fragrance that way. Or if it's to wear it and remind you of something like that, perfect for today, because even though it's March 4th, yet again, we are in incredibly cold temperatures. I'm not sure where spring is, okay? But he or she needs to come out soon, because winter is getting a little old. All right, so really just good news abounds when it comes to those three categories. Again, I already said seasons. Now, I would say for gender, this one is, so again, this is feminine, this is unisex, and this is masculine. Very high tech here at this. Right, I am extremely high tech at this channel. Then I would say this would be unisex, but this would be leaning feminine. And as I said earlier, Lyric Man and Anthony Hopkins AH would be about as on the feminine side as I would want to wear. Black Orchid, and by the way, by Tom Ford as well. I really like that one, and that is one I would consider and throw in as well. Really like this one, and I just wanted to point out what I did earlier as far as this one is not going to be on the masculine side for too many people, in my estimation. That's just the way I see it. All right, so let's jump to versatility. When it comes to versatility, I have to tell you, because of what I said earlier about either wearing it on vacation or reminding you, right, if it's the mindset that you're at this beautiful place, I do think you could wear this 365 days a year. It would perform with the jasmine and the rose and the musk. It would do fine. It would not be too cloying in the extreme heat, and I also think it would hold up. Well, I know it would hold up well. It's 19 degrees out today, folks. Okay, Fahrenheit. It's cold in March. There's something wrong with that, and this holds up really well. So I would definitely wear this in the winter and the fall. It's just more of an association with the bergamot and the orange blossom, obviously pointing towards spring and summer. But this is one you could wear all the time. Age, I think because of for some people, I think the kind of metrosexual / grandma / grandpa / older smell with the rose and the jasmine. I think I'm going to go 35 and up as far as age group. I don't think, of course, it is a grandma or grandpa-ish esque smell. Of course I don't. I really like it. But I'm going to say 35 and up as far as people who actually own this, have it as their signature scent. Unless, of course, they are Anthony Hopkins fans. But generally, all jokes aside, I think 35 and up. And I'm going to go ahead and say, why don't I say, I'm going to go 50-50, actually, when it comes to the split. I think 50% of people that own it, have it, signature scent, want it, always wanted it, they went out and got it themselves. I think 50% will be men and 50% will be women. I really think it's just going to be split right down the pike. I wouldn't be at all surprised if in the comment section we saw an equal amount of men and women commenting about this fragrance. It really is that good. It transcends gender, as I like to say. So relatively versatile. I would say there's a little limitation on age. I wouldn't see too many bros from 18 to 29 rocking this juice at all at the clubs. And if they're doing Invictus and 1 million, et cetera, something like this probably is not going to float their boat. That said, come on. I mean, it's hard to get. It's a lot of fun. The list goes on. So let me just say quickly before I give the rating, you're probably thinking to yourself, you know what? You get this bottle, you've been wearing it all week, you really enjoy it, projects well, longevity, and you cheapskate that you wouldn't even go out and get for subscriber Brian, who sent you a whopping 7 bottles to your channel. You wouldn't even, grab him one. Never underestimate Ben at TCG, because Brian, if you want this, of course I did. I got your bottle. So let me know by Monday if you would like this, and I will be happy to send it to you. And so I wanted to make sure I grabbed that, and I'm so happy I did, because like I said, they took down the site not long after. It was, in case you do find it somewhere, it was $75 normally, and then at the last push, right, they put out a sale. I think it was either 28, something like that. It was between $25 and $30 for a very, very limited time. So what is my rating? Of course I'm biased on this one, openly admit it. As far as the actor, I would give it a 5 out of 5, of course. He also does paintings, by the way, and he included that just a little bit. In his art is in the box, but you should definitely check out, I think it's, just Google it, but it's like anthonyhopkinsart.com or just anthonyhopkins.com. Anyway, he has his art there, and he's quite the artist as well. So a man of many trades. And I would say 5 out of 5 when it comes to the excitement level that I had that I was going to get this fragrance in the mail. I would say 3 out of 5 when I first smelled it. When I first smelled it and put it on me the first half hour, my initial reaction was, this is going to be way too feminine for me, not really my thing. But then once it settled down after the first half hour, I really enjoyed wearing it. I have worn it every single day since the last review, and as I said before, if there are 1s, 2s, 3s, I usually kind of start looking around in different bottles and kind of want to try different things. I'm going to keep wearing this for a while. Really, really enjoy this one. So this is an easy one. This is a rock solid 4 out of 5 sprays for me. I would almost have a sentimental moment and drop a 5. If I'm being objective, though, and all 78 of you expect that out of me. If I'm being objective, I would say I would take a little tiny bit off the atomizer. If it does feel a little cheap. I also the sticker on the bottle itself could have been a little bit better, but you know what? That is counteracted by the fact that a portion of the proceeds go to a worthy cause. Okay, so 4 out of 5 sprays for AH by Anthony Hopkins. I was waiting at the window, right, counting down the days until this one arrived, and I couldn't wait to wear it, and I couldn't wait to do this review. 4 out of 5 sprays for this robust, spirited release. I'm going to go 1 on each wrist and 1 on each side of the neck. Boom. 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 And boom. So there you have it. Don't say ah, and say AH, and let me know what you think. Do you like this fragrance? Have you tried it? Do you own it? Let me know if you agree or disagree with me. If you don't have too much to say, what is your favorite Anthony Hopkins movie of all time, of course? And if not, what is your scent of the day? I really enjoyed doing this one. Like I said, I will check the batch counter checker, batch code checker. I will check that after signing off, and I will update you at the end of the episode. Always remember, fragrance marks the celebration of today. Take care, everybody. Okay, so welcome to the bonus feature. I said I would check, and I did check the batch code checker. I think I said counter a few times on that. It is the batch code checker a few times, and unfortunately, because it's not a house per se, it's just his independent release. As I imagined, it's not listed. That's so. It came out in 2020, and I have a feeling that there was probably only one batch done, but I wanted to double check, and I can say that it was not. It's not registered in any of the batch code checkers. So it is again 201279-1. There you go. And I wanted to at least point that out. My top 3 would be Christopher Lee, of course, who did his first heavy metal album in his 90s, and you heard that correct. Just knowing that should catapult him up to the top 5 anyway. Christopher Lee rules. And then my second favorite is Jeremy Irons from the Isle of Man. And then, of course, Anthony Hopkins from Wales. So what's interesting about this is he is, of course, British in the sense that you know that if you're talking about all, like Republic of Ireland, Northern Ireland, if you want to include all of them, Scotland, Wales, England, just everything, you would say British Isles. People don't usually refer to that, though, and they usually say the United Kingdom or Great Britain. So what's the difference? So Great Britain would be Scotland, England, and Wales. So he is British, but he would probably say Welsh first. And then if you want to, so the United Kingdom, of course, would include Northern Ireland. So he is from Wales. And what's interesting is, I love the Welsh accent, by the way. If you've ever heard it, it's really, and if you watch the English, the Premiership, the Premier League in England, and you watch Swansea with the announcers, everything to me sounds like, almost like a question. It's something they go up at the end, and I really love that accent. Tom Jones, if you're old enough to remember him, is also from Wales. So a lot of famous people from there.